Hi, I'm Carolyn, and today I'd like to teach you how to make a chocolate intrigue cake. I'm getting this recipe from our Richwood cookbook, and it's donated by, or the recipe is Geraldine Oates, who happens to be my mother-in-law. Okay, great. So let's get started. We're going to get 1 cup of butter, which is 2 sticks, and I had that out for a couple hours so that it's softened, and 2 cups of sugar. And we're going to start with that in the mixer, cream that together. Let's let that go for a minute. I did put my oven on bake 350, and I have a bundt cake pan here, and I Criscoed and dusted it with flour, so we're ready to go that way. Let's mix our dry ingredients while that's creaming together. Or maybe you can't hear me, so we'll come back in a minute after this is done mixing. So that's looking pretty well, so let's go ahead and combine 1 egg at a time. Let that mix. Just going to have to brush down the sides a little here so that egg combines. Okay. It just says 1 at a time, so we just will dump in another one. Being good. And the last egg. So that's 3 eggs mixed with our butter and our sugar. Just crush that down. Good. I'm going to let that mix for just a moment. Now we're going to mix our dry ingredients. So we have 3 cups of flour. We're mixing them in a separate bowl. We have 2 teaspoons of baking powder and a half a teaspoon of salt. Let's make sure that all came out. And we're just going to mix that. Now our wet ingredients, we have 1 cup of milk, and we're going to add 1½ teaspoons of vanilla to that. Mix that a little. All right. So now we're going to mix our dry ingredients, alternating our dry and our wet ingredients. So let's go ahead and turn this on. So we'll put a little bit of the flour mixture in. Pouring a little bit of the milk and vanilla. A little more of the flour. A little bit more of the milk. Put a little more milk in there. Just mix that up nice. Last bit of the flour mixture. And the last bit of the milk. Pull that off to the side. Let's just grab the mix for a minute. We're just going to rinse my hands. Put a little flour on my nose. We're just mixing this up. Just do a nice job with pulling that batter off the sides. I'm going to make sure we get everything. So we're going to scrape the sides and even the bottom a little to make sure that we're really mixing everything. Make sure our dough is mixed through, or our batter. Big batter. Okay. And now we're just going to just mix a little bit longer. Though it's a little clumpy. Let's just see how that looks. It's nice and thick. Take a peek, make sure it's all mixed through. Looks great. You can go ahead and scrape this a little bit. We'll be mixing again in a moment, because this chocolate intrigue cake is actually a vanilla cake that has chocolate in the middle. It sinks down, so I'll show you how that works. And it's a great cake to bring anywhere, maybe for a party, or just if you know you're having people over, or I've done it for funerals and things like that too. So, okay, we're just going to take this cake out. Make sure we get the sides a little bit. And we're going to pour some, about 2/3 of that batter into our bottom of our pan here. So let's get about 2/3. And it's an eyeball thing. You just want to leave 1/3 left in the bowl, obviously. Make sure I get all this kind of equal throughout. That's pretty good. Well, it's about 1/3, I would say. All right, so let's go ahead and put that back on. And now, put that in there. We are mixing our baking soda, which is a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, in with our 3/4 cups of chocolate syrup. And I just went with a Hershey's chocolate syrup. So I'm just mixing that right in there. And then we're pouring it right into our batter. Make sure we get it all, because we love our chocolate. Let's go ahead and use our spatula to get it all out. There we go. Smells delicious already. So we're just going to mix that up. Let's see. We have to scrape the sides a little here. Get the dough at the bottom as well. Probably could have added another scoop in that for our 2/3, but let's go ahead and mix that up. So we have just the bottom, maybe it's felt to about here. Let's see how that looks. Nope, still some vanilla at the bottom, so let's keep mixing that, scraping the sides and getting all of it. We want the whole thing to be chocolatey. Oops, sorry. Okay. We're going to bake it in the oven for 65 to 70 minutes. So we'll check it. All right. So this, we go ahead and take this off. Make sure we get it all. Do a little bang on the side. Give a little kid around. They like to munch on that. All right. And then we're just going to pour it. And it says, spoon chocolate batter right over the white. So everywhere, right over the white. I'm just going to try to get evenly distributed over the white. Scrape the sides. Make sure this cake is as big as it wants to get. That's looking delicious already. So a little trick I did, I put a cookie sheet at the bottom of on my last rack, and I'm going to put this on my third rack, just in case this tube pan decides to leak. I've had that happen before in the past, and then it starts burning with the, your oven starts burning, and then what do you do with your cake? Dripping. So I just threw a cookie sheet in there, just in case. Not that I'm hoping it'll happen. I'm hoping it doesn't, but just in case, I won't have that burn. Okay, that looks beautiful. Give you a peek. I don't want to tip it too far, but I'll give you a peek. And then I'll pop that in the oven. I'll just pull that off the side. And we'll put the timer on 65 minutes. Okay, and we'll be back. Hi, we're back, and it's time to take our cake out of the oven. I did let it go ahead and cook another 8 minutes because I checked it at 5 and it still wasn't ready. So I think by now it should be good. So there we go. Can just double check it, but feeling confident. Yep. So we'll let that cool for a little bit, and then we'll take it out of the pan, and we will plate it, and we'll just sprinkle a little confectioner sugar on top, and it'll be ready to go. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you get a chance to make your own chocolate intrigue cake. If you like this video, you can like it or leave a comment. If you'd like to see more of our cooking segments, you can look at our YouTube page. Thanks so much. Have a great day.